The day after I graduated, I packed up a duffel bag, jumped on a Greyhound bus, and traveled halfway across the country to become crew chief of a jet truck that I have never even seen run. I know this sounds crazy and far-fetched, but no, I literally, one of my first jobs, one of the funnest jobs I've ever had, and probably really is the funnest job I ever had, was being crew chief of a jet-powered truck called Super Shockwave. It's just, I can't even really explain how the opportunity came up, other than the fact that my mom was friends with the driver's wife. I think she did her hair, something along those lines. And the crew chief was leaving. They were needing another crew chief, that type of thing. And mom had thought of me and thought that'd be right up my alley. She winds up calling me and telling me that there was an opportunity to be a crew member, maybe crew chief, whatever, of one of Les Shockley's trucks. He's got these jet-powered trucks that everybody around here knows about them. You got Shockwave, which was this big Peterbilt with 3 jet engines on it, and then Super Shockwave, which was this 57 Chevy with 2 twin jet engines on the back of them. So when she brought this opportunity to me, at first I'm like, really? Is this opportunity real? Well, lo and behold, the opportunity was real. So I get Ken's number, give him a call. He's back in town. It's going to be at Les Shockley's place doing some maintenance on the truck, that type of thing. So we scheduled time for me to go over and kind of have a impromptu interview. So I go rolling up there, and Ken's out there working on the truck, and the jet truck's still in the trailer, and he's doing some work on the tow rig. And I come walking up, and I don't even know, it's kind of funny. I don't even know what he had going through his head or not, or what. I'm 18. I'm getting ready to graduate high school, long hair. Got this 78 Lincoln Continental that my dad had, and I'm sure I was quite the sight to see. But anyway, I met Ken. We look at the truck. I kind of eyeball in to see the truck and the trailer, and we kind of talk about what the duties would be and what would be expected of me, that type of thing, and we just kind of hit it off. And for whatever reason, he gave me the opportunity to do this. I had one condition that I had to do, though, and that was I had to cut my hair. And he was like, "You're gonna have to cut that. You need to look clean cut." That I'm no problem. I go get my hair cut, all that stuff done. Now here's the thing. I'm supposed to start with the truck right after graduation. He's leaving. I can't even remember where it was at, but it was out halfway. It was out cross country somewhere. There's a drag strip, and the whole plan was graduate. He's bought Greyhound tickets, and then I'm going to have a one-way trip in a Greyhound bus to meet them where they're at. In the meantime, he's going to use me to basically bring merch along. So before I go, I got to meet up with his wife, get a couple more duffel bags full of, like, there's t-shirts and pictures and memorabilia, just stuff that they sell out of the truck that I'm going to be taking along with me on this journey to go meet him. Here I am, fresh 18-year-old kid with like 2 big, huge Army-style duffel bags packed to the rim full of merch and t-shirts, and my own bag full of my stuff, to take on the road. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks worth of clothes, maybe 2.5 weeks worth of clothes. Can't remember what it was. And jumping on this Greyhound bus, taking off to who knows where. I don't even really know where I'm going. It was wild. So my first day, I leave. I get on this Greyhound bus, take off, and I had a layover that evening downtown St. Louis Greyhound bus stop. That's something else. I got there, I think it was closer to midnight, somewhere around there, because I didn't leave out until later on in the afternoon. Oh man, what a sketchy place, right? It's not like you take your luggage and it transfers from one bus to the next. I got to pull all that junk off with me, and then here I am in this bus station in the bad part of town, and I've got all this stuff stacked up around me, and you've got people just kind of walking around, and I knew I had to look out of place. Trying to catch a little bit of sleep. I'm tired, but you're too nervous at the same time because I've got all this merch. They don't know what's in the bags, but I got these huge bags with me, right? And there's just there's just sketchy people all over the place. It looks like guys that are cracked out or on meth or whatever, running around, doing different stuff. There's dope deals or things going on in the corner. I mean, there was really a lot of wild, sketchy stuff going on. But laid over there for a couple hours, got loaded up on the bus. Finally, the next bus shows up and I'm able to get all my stuff in it. And I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm done. I'm out of there. And then we get to our destination. Now, I don't remember exactly where this drag strip was. This leads into like the very first day, right? So I left, get on the Greyhound, we go overnight travel. Now I believe it's like a Friday, and I show up at this destination. I don't know anybody at all, no clue. I've met Ken one time. One time I met Ken. So he's still basically a stranger. And at that point in time, you start to wonder about your life decisions. I only sat there for a little bit, and then Ken shows up. And Ken shows up, it's got I can see the tow rig, and there's someone else with him, and it winds up being one of his friends. His name is John. They get me, we load up in this truck, ask me how the Greyhound bus trip was, and I, of course, explain the story about St. Louis and all the sketchy people there, and yada yada. I got all of his merch, and we take off. We leave from the Greyhound bus station, and we go to the drag strip. So we don't even go to the hotel, anything. We go straight to the drag strip. Get to the drag strip, get out. The crew chief, or the former crew chief, or the crew chief that was in at that point in time, he's there. He's kind of not working on the truck, but cleaning up, doing safety stuff. And so I get introduced to him, and he starts kind of giving me the what my responsibilities are and what to do, checks and things like that. Because he's going to be training me for the next couple of weeks before he leaves, and I'm going to be taking over his job. So it's interesting. I'm still just kind of flying off the seat of my pants looking. Ken gives me a shirt that's got a Shockwave shirt, or a t-shirt that's got Shockwave on it and stuff. So I put it on, and we're hanging out, and we're getting ready to run. So with the jet trucks, even at a drag strip, we're not racing anybody. We're there. It's a show, right? It's an exhibition run. The crowd gets into it, and it's quite the deal. But Ken's like, you know what? He's like, you haven't even seen this thing run, right? And I'm like, no, man, I haven't seen this. The only thing I've seen of this truck is it in the trailer, and I could only see the front of it, so I could see the 57 part. And that's the thing with this truck, right? The front of it is 57 Chevy, and it's all fiberglass, so it's a fiberglass front end. It's all chromoly tubing. I mean, this is a race vehicle. You've got the cab, the front end of 57 Chevy, and then behind it, they made this box kind of thing that looks like almost like a small sleeper that would be on a rig. And then there's stacks that come off of it, and then they've got a 57 Chevy bed where they extended the fenders, and there's two rear wheels on the back on each side, so there's four wheels in the back and your front wheels on the front. So this is the first time I've even seen the truck outside the trailer, right? I'm trying to take it all in. So he's like, well, since you haven't seen it run, he's like, just jump up in the stands and watch us make a pass so you even see what this thing's, really all about. And I'm like, great, so they take off, they go get in the staging lanes, and I go jump up in the stands with everybody else. And a couple other cars drive by, and now they're pulling up the truck, and they're starting up the truck. So here comes this. They drag up this 57 Chevy with the tow truck, and they get this thing started, and these jets are winding up, and I'm like, man, it's pretty wild, it's loud. And just back off to the back, there's a starting tower on this one, and the starting tower's got advertisements and all this stuff all over it, and all that good. It's just an average little old, drag strip. So they start the truck up. The tow truck takes off down the strip, and then Ken's in that truck that she's wound up, and just coming in, and they're doing like fireballs, and I've never seen this thing run, right? So this bellowing smoke out, just huge clouds of smoke. Can't even see anything in the back anymore, and then big old giant fireballs, just lighting everything up. I was like, holy shit, this thing is wild. And as he comes up to the lights, he's doing these things that at that time I didn't know what you call them, but of course after being with it for 2 or 3 years, it's a burner pop. So they're hitting the afterburners, boom, boom, making these big explosions, right? So every time you light up the afterburner and shut it back down again, you get these big explosions, boom. And it also creates quite a bit of thrust when that happens as well. So he is creeping up to the line, just bam, 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 and hitting it pretty hard, boom, boom, boom. And so all you can see is all this smoke. And he gets ready to line up and launches. And then this time when he hits it to launch, the force of everything that come through, and I don't know if it was the burnt pots before, but when that thing took off, it rips off a 4x8 sheet of plywood that was all painted up as an advertisement that was literally on the starting tower. It blows that off the starting tower up into the air. The truck takes off, pow, just down the runway. And I'm like, not the runway, but the drag strip. And I was like, holy shit. Crowd goes crazy, and I watch that thing go down, and I'm like, okay. And I'm here to be the crew chief for this wild fire-breathing machine. You know, it was all so surreal. You know, I'm walking off the stands and going back down to where the trailer is. We keep everything in the crowd, and just wondering how in the hell did I even get here? And am I even going to be able to really do this? You know, so it's just Greyhound bus, drag strip, watch this truck run. Holy shit, amazing! Come back, got a couple hours, make another run. Now we're cleaning everything up, packing up for the night because we're going to go stay at the hotel, and then the next day, we got a Saturday, we're going to do this all over again. We're getting everything packed up and stuff, and we jump into the tow truck. Well, Ken and John, they jump up in the front, and the crew chief gets in, and I get in, and then this girl gets in with us. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. You know, I think that this girl is with the crew chief, you know, because I literally just arrived here. And I noticed this girl was hanging out around the truck and stuff. And, you know, Ken thinks that the girl is either with me or the crew chief, and John thinks it's the same way, and I'm thinking that this person is with whoever in this truck. And we take off, and we go back to the hotel, and we're going to go out and get some food and stuff, and then get drinks. Well, still at this point in time, man, I'm 18, right? So we're going to go into this bar, and I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in this thing, you know? And Ken and John are like, don't worry about it. You stand right in between us. You walk in with us. No worries. Just don't look like you're nervous, and no one's going to think anything. Just act like you need to be there. Okay, you know? So I just walk straight in with those guys, you know, right in between them. Boom, no problems. We go in. Kids, you're not supposed to be in a bar underage, but, you know, and before any of you guys out there say that this is contributing to the delinquency of a minor, the last year of my high school career, I lived by myself as it was, so I was already the delinquent minor as it was. So these guys weren't contributing to anything that I hadn't already done before. So yeah, we go into the bar, we eat, we have drinks, all that stuff. We're going back to the hotel, and then I realized that the crew chief's like, "Hey, man, you know, are you not interested in that guy?" I'm like, "I thought she was with you, dude." And he's like, "No, man, I think she likes you." And I'm like, okay. And so it turned out she did, but I'm like, "Hey, you know what?" I'm like, "If you want to do anything, you see that dude right there, that guy, he's all about you. You can jump all over that dude right there." I'm like, because I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to bed, and we got to start tomorrow morning out. So we go back to the hotel. I go to bed. Wake up in the morning and just trying to figure out if what I just experienced was actually real or if it was just a dream or not. And we load back up. We go back to the drag strip. When we get to the drag strip, I'll never forget it. We're getting out of the truck, and there's a lady there and the dad there waiting. We get out, and this girl gets out, and these people were the owners of the track, and they knew that she had left with us, and they were, you know, how was it? And she's like, they were perfect gentlemen. She was upset because nothing happened or whatever, you know. It's what a crazy experience, and all that happened in one day. My first day, get picked up from the Greyhound station, straight to the track, straight to seeing this truck I've never seen run before, blows the sign out the side of the deal. We get done with that, go have drinks, get into a bar basically without getting carded, drink. Got this girl from the drag strip that's a track owner deal. She's there with everybody, and then the next day, and I'm like, holy shit, this was just day number 1, and we got a whole season to go.